Dear students, good day. This is Muhammad Rida and English teaching lecture 2. In this lecture, we will deal with the difference between EFL and ESL and what are they. Actually, before dealing with the difference, we have to know each one in isolation from the other. EFL means English as a foreign language. English as a foreign language. This is the letters, the first letters of each of the words. E, English, F, foreign, L, language. Okay, what does an English as a foreign language mean? English as a foreign language means the teaching, the settings of teaching English as, if the language, if English is not your mother tongue, is neither your mother tongue nor your second language. Okay, but what are the second language, mother tongue, second language, and foreign language? What is the difference between those among those three idioms? Okay, mother tongue is your own language, the main language, the language you acquired from the very beginning of your life when you started speaking as a child. That is your mother tongue, mother tongue, mother tongue. Yeah, I think the word, the word mother refers to the reality, the notion that it is related to your first days of your life. So, mother tongue is your first language. Second language, imagine first Ahmed, let's say Ahmed is a Kurdish, Iraqi Kurdish person. Okay, he speaks Arabic very well, and he speaks Kurdish as well. So his mother tongue, is what is Kurdish because his mother is from the Kurd, and his father is from the Kurd. Okay, so his family are Kurdish. When he speaks Kurdish, he speaks it as his mother tongue. But you know that he lives in Iraq, and in Iraq he has to communicate in Arabic. He uses Iraqi Arabic as everyday language. He deals with most of his communications with Arabic. So Arabic is his second language because he uses it in a second as a second, you know, uh, communication means. Okay, so Kurdish is his first language, and say Arabic or Iraqi Arabic is his second language. Okay, let's give you another example. Imagine that you were born in Germany and your father and mother are Iraqis, so your mother tongue is Arabic, okay? Of course. But in your school, you have to speak in English, of course. At your school, you speak in English. If you want to go outside your home, you will I'm so sorry, speaks German in this case. You will speak German, and when you go to the market, when you want to buy something, you will speak German. So German is your second language, while your first language is Iraqi Arabic. Okay, so this is the second language. Okay, but what is the foreign language? Isn't it a foreign language? No, actually, there's a slight difference between second language and foreign language. How is that? Foreign language, imagine that you want to speak, let's say, Japanese. Your mother and father and mother are not Japanese. You are not living in Japan. You live in Iraq, but you want to speak Japanese. You cannot use or communicate with Japanese all the day, but you cannot speak in Japanese all the day, and you cannot communicate even partially in part of your day. But the only way to get the Japanese is by learning Japanese, say in normal lessons. So you do not you are not imposed to Japanese outside the lesson. This is a foreign language. Okay, some people may say, okay, you said that English. What about English in Iraq? English in Iraq is a foreign language. Actually, it's a foreign language, but some people may say, "Okay, I don't agree with you, Mr. Mohammed, because you say it's a foreign language, and I think it became somehow a type of a second language." I actually will not object. It depends on the person. Some people inside Iraq use English as a second language. How is that? Because, we have the internet. He or she wakes up, speaks in Arabic, writes in English, speaks in English to other English people, or maybe people from other countries who do not know Arabic. So she or he speaks English, uses English as communication means. So this is not in any way as foreign language. So the main difference between foreign language and second language is that if you use English, if you use English, or if you learn English just in the classroom settings, you are learning a foreign language. But if you use the language inside and outside the classroom settings, then you are trying to learn your second language or maybe third language. Actually, not everybody agrees about this classification. Some people do not agree with that. They say it is the other language, it is a second or third or fourth language. It's not, there is no foreign language and second language. Maybe you will find that somewhere, but it's worthy to understand that. And there is something that is related to the previous lecture. Remember that in the previous lecture we've spoken about learning and acquisition. Mother tongue, of course, it is acquired, so it is our mother tongue. What about the second language? Second language tends to be more acquired than learned, while foreign language is more learned than acquired. Again, mother tongue is totally acquired. Second language is partially or mainly acquired. Foreign language is ultimately learned. Foreign language is ultimately learned. Okay, this is what we speak now we've spoken about mother language, sorry, mother tongue, second language, and foreign language. Okay, so now what is meant by English as a second language? It is the language, or ESL is English as a second language. It means that the language that is not your mother tongue, but you still use it as a communication means. Language is for communication. This is truth. So we use our first language or mother tongue, first language, mother tongue. We use our first language or mother tongue as means of communication. We sometimes use or we occasionally use maybe a second language, or maybe daily use. We use it daily as a daily driver, but less than our mother tongue. And we use the foreign language just in the classroom settings. But some may ask, okay, imagine that I am Arab, I speak English and use it very well and communicate with it, and I've learned Japanese, but I didn't use it. Okay, I went to Japan and I used to use it as a daily communication means. Then, is it my mother tongue? No, of course not. We're speaking about the reality of the language, the origin of the language. The origin of the Japanese is that language that you've learned in a classroom setting. So it's still a foreign language. Maybe, I say maybe we can consider it as a second language, but not a mother tongue. The mother tongue is the first language that you ever speak. This is it. Your first language is the mother tongue. We have the second language. It might be, you might differentiate between a second and a foreign language, and you might not consider that. Okay, what is the difference? Okay, we've spoken about the difference in two ways. First, the difference between a second and a foreign language, and EFL, English as a foreign language, and English as a second language, depending on the situation that we are imposed into or put into. If we are Arabs, as an example, who live in, say, the United States, and we are learning English, so we are learning English as a second language. If we are learning English in Iraq, so we are learning it as a foreign language, and some people may mix those two with the word second language for both. Okay, this is from the way we speak, or from the situation we deal with the language. The second difference is the difference between the two languages in psychological, or even say actual or scientific way. This is the difference between acquisition and it's something related to the brain and how we deal with the language in our brains. Second language is more learned by acquisition. There is some kind of acquisition inside our minds, while in foreign language, there is nothing but learning. Okay? So, first, second language is used in communication, while foreign language is not used during the process of learning. Second, second language is uh, there is some kind of acquisition in second language with second language, but there is mostly learning or almost learning in all the aspects of the foreign language uh, getting or learning. Okay, then are they adequate? Are they adequate to describe English teaching settings and why? Actually, there is a slight difference in teaching foreign and second language, but in modern, methodology, it is very weak because in both second and foreign language, we try to make students acquire the language. And this is the only thing that makes the success. We try to make our students acquire the language, not to, learn the language. Why? Because we want the language to be just like their first or mother tongue language. Okay, first language or their mother tongue just the same way in order to be built inside their brains as being a second language and not a foreign language. So we tend to make our students acquire the language. Okay, but I will ask the question, how can we do that? How can we make them acquire the language? I will have two ways to, two substitutions. The first thing, we will dominate the lecture. The second way is to make the lecture dominated or at least focusing on the students themselves. What is the right answer? The right answer is the second one. If you want your students to acquire a language, let them speak, let them write, let them discuss, and let them to be the center of your teaching. This will be discussed in other lectures from, and now I should say goodbye to you and good luck, and please be safe. Thank you.